Hey friends, welcome to Tapping with Daniel. I'm Daniel Sontag, and I'm making this video for a friend of mine who's suffering from headaches and migraines. And this has been going on for some time. So the tapping isn't necessarily going to heal the whole thing in one sitting, but it can definitely ease the intensity. It can absolutely ease the intensity. If you do this long enough, you can start to uncover underlying causes where this might be coming from, and a deeper session could definitely bring you to where this might be coming from. But for now, just tapping along, we're going to do quite a few rounds. And we're going to do the same round, almost the same round, over and over and over. So each time, I want you to just check in and see what level the sensation is at, see if it's changed in its quality. You might want to have a notepad next to you and write down your progress. So if you have a notebook, mark down, to start with, mark down where you feel the sensation, whatever it is that you feel. So I'm going to use the word this sensation or the sensation. I'll use that more than anything else, and you can feel what your sensation is. If you want to give it a different label, then you want to use that word, but what you're looking for is how it feels. So if you feel pain, you want to say this pain. If it feels sharp, you want to say this sharp pain. If you see colors, you can say this color or this pain, this gray pain or this purple pain or this black pain, whatever you want to call it, or this red pain. If you're aware of a specific spot in your head that you feel it, then you can say that too. So when I say this sensation, you're looking for, it might be as specific as this sharp red pain in the back right corner of my head to yourself. So I'm going to try to go slow enough so that you can follow along. So mark down how you feel it now, what the intensity number is, where 0 would be nothing and 10 would be as bad as it gets for you. So just sensing that, and this is going to assume that you know how to do the tapping. So I'm just going to do the same points over and over. So starting on the side of your hand. The other thing is when you're tapping on the points that are on your face or your head, if you feel that you need to go a little bit softer, then do that. You don't have to hit it hard if it's going to make it worse for you. I want you to do it nice and slow, or even you can just press on the point. And this is actually where it's helpful to know the point locations rather than just in a general area. So this is nowhere near the point, but people tap up here. And if we're tapping, it's probably okay. The body figures it out. But like the first point's actually where the beginning of the eyebrow starts. And you can even feel there's like a little divot, a little indentation right there where the nerve comes out. That's actually where the point is. It's that precise. So you can just hold that and breathe instead of tapping if you feel that you need to do it a little bit softer. Okay, so let's get going with this. Tapping on the side of the hand, and you're going to say, even though I have this sensation and I feel it in my head and it's at this intensity level, I deeply and completely accept myself. We're going to repeat that 2 times. Even though I feel this sensation in my head, it's so painful, I deeply and completely accept myself. And last time. Even though I have this sensation in my head, I deeply and completely accept myself. Eyebrow point, this sensation in my head. And the side of the eye, it's actually where the bone of the eye, just before it turns into the soft part of the eye. This sensation in my head. The next one's on the bony ridge at the bottom of the eye, just below the middle of the eye. And you might even feel the indentation there too. Tapping right there. This sensation. Under the nose, it's only 1 point, so we only use one hand, maybe even just one finger. This sensation. Under the mouth or chin point, it's in that crease in between the two. This sensation in my head. And then collarbone point is actually, if you feel in the center, go down 1 inch and over an inch on both sides. That's where the point is, in between the collarbone and the breastbone where they meet. And here you can use a bunch of fingers and say this sensation in my head. The next one's under the arm. So I find that this is the easiest way for me to find where the point is accurately. I bring my hands up almost as far as they can go comfortably, and my thumbs are kind of hitting right at where the point is. Once you know where the point is, you could just do one side. Or you can do both sides this way, under the arm. This sensation in my head. And then the point, the one single point at the top of the head, you can either tap it or hold it and press, or you could just take a nice breath in while you're tapping, or you could say the reminder phrase again at that point. This sensation in my head. Okay, you can stop tapping, take a nice breath in, and feeling where that sensation is that you were tracking to start with. Mark the number down of the intensity, whether it went up or down or stayed the same. You want to just write the number down. And if you want to make any notes of the quality of the sensation or the color, or maybe the edges of it or the shape of it. Some people experience it this way. They'll see a ball shape or a jagged edge shape. Check in on the color, any sights or smells or sounds. And so when I say this sensation, you're tuning into that again. So just doing the process again, but for now at this place where it is now. Even though I still have this sensation here in my head, and it feels like this, and it looks like this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this sensation in my head, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still have this sensation in my head, I deeply and completely accept myself. Eyebrow point. This sensation in my head. Side of the eye. This sensation in my head. Under the eye. This sensation in my head. Under the nose. This sensation in my head. Under the mouth. This sensation. Collarbone point. This sensation. Under the arm. This sensation in my head. On top of the head, nice breath in. Or say this sensation. Okay. Checking with that feeling, where you feel it, how you might see it or experience it in other ways. Maybe I find it helpful to write the number down so you can track it. The goal would be to tap it down to a 0 if that's possible. The goal would be to do enough rounds of the tapping until it works its way all the way down to a 0. That would be the most powerful way to do this. When you're doing this on your own, the best you can do might just be to ease it a little bit. When you're doing a session with a practitioner, you might start looking for where this might be coming from, memories that it might bring up, but this may not happen when you're doing it on your own. And that's okay. You don't even have to look for it. If you're suffering in the moment, thinking about childhood stuff isn't necessarily going to work anyway. If it's super intense, then the goal is to just get it down to something a little bit more where you can handle it a little bit better. So checking in, writing your number down of the intensity of the pain, the quality of the pain. Maybe if you have a better word for your pain than this sensation, you can write that down too. And when you do the words, you would use those words that you came up with. That would be much better than using what I'm saying as just a general term called this sensation. If you aren't using different words and you are saying this sensation, I want you to really tune into the feeling that you have and not worry about the words at all. You're really meant to feel where it is and feel how it feels. So the setup statement is, even though I still feel this sensation in my head, and it looks like that, it feels like that, and all these other sensations around it or connected to it, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still feel this sensation in my head, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I still feel this sensation in my head, I deeply and completely accept myself. Eyebrow point. This sensation, side of the eye. I still feel it in my head, under the eye. It's still there, under the nose. It might not ever go away, under the mouth. I'm afraid it'll never go away. Collarbone point. I still feel this sensation, under the arm. It's so painful. Top of the head. This sensation in my head. Nice breath in. Once again, checking in, feeling where you feel that feeling. Checking in with the intensity number. What number would you give it? If you have a hard time with the numbers, if you're like me, I kind of have a difficult time knowing what the number is, but I can guess at the number. I kind of know what somebody might say where the number is, even though I don't experience it that way. It's helpful because it lets me know, like, well, somebody would call that an 8 or somebody would call that a 4. It still lets me know where I'm at. The number isn't so important, but it is a good gauge of where it's going. Hopefully at this point, it has calmed down a little bit, at least. And it's worth doing, like I said, it's worth doing enough of these rounds to keep bringing it more and more down. So as I'm talking and you're tuning into your pain, check in again, write down your number, where it is now, any other sensations. And if you are finding in this moment the other thoughts, the other memories, where you think it might be coming from, childhood stuff, maybe there was a trauma moment, maybe it was a set of moments, maybe it was your birth moment. This is often a problem with headaches and migraines, is our whole birth process. That is not easy to do on your own session, but I love doing sessions where we redo the birth process, calming down the lights and warming up the room and things like that. But for now, just check in with how you feel it right here and right now. And just sort of acknowledging that you're in a healing process. And maybe we'll even use a different ending part of the setup statement. So checking in with this sensation, where it is for you, where you feel it and how you feel it. And say, even though I still have this sensation in my head, I'm open to the possibility that I am on a path of healing. Even though I still feel this sensation in my head, and it's so painful and it's so uncomfortable, I'm open to the possibility that I'm on a new path of healing. Even though I still feel this sensation in my head, this pain, it hurts so bad, I suffer so much, I'm afraid it might not go away. I'm open to the possibility that I might be on a new path of healing. Eyebrow point. This sensation, side of the eye. This sensation in my head, under the eye. I've had it for so long, under the nose. It's not going away. Under the mouth. I'm afraid it won't go away. Collarbone point. This sensation, under the arm. This sensation. top of the head, this sensation. Nice breath in, check in again. And just keep repeating that same routine over and over and over again, just checking in with where the feeling is at that point. Maybe it moves around. You might become aware of other feelings in your body. That's okay. You could move the whole process over to that new part of your body if you want to. But if you still feel any sensation in your head, I would recommend staying with that. There's power in this technique if you stay and keep working on the same thing for as long as you can comfortably. We've been doing this right now for about 15 minutes or so. If you can watch the whole thing again, it would be a full half hour of tapping on this particular sensation that you have in your head. Let's do one more round and then I'm going to end the video, but I recommend that you just start it again and start right from where I start tapping at the beginning. So checking in, hopefully you've written down your number, maybe wrote down what color you see or experience, the shape, the edges, sounds, and even maybe smells. You might want to make a note of any other thoughts that you have about it that you can work on at another time. Even though I still feel this remaining sensation in my head, I'm open to the possibility that I'm on a new path of healing. Even though I still feel this remaining sensation in my head, I'm open to the possibility that I'm on a new path of healing. Even though I still feel this sensation in my head, I'm open to the possibility that I'm on a new path of healing. Eyebrow point. This remaining sensation in my head, side of the eye. This remaining sensation in my head, under the eye. I don't know where it's coming from, under the nose. I don't know if it'll ever go away, under the mouth. But I'm willing to release what I can, collarbone point. Releasing any remaining pain, under the arm. Willing to release any pain that I can, top of the head. Releasing whatever pain I'm able to release at this moment. Nice breath in. And you can either enjoy what level that's brought you down to, or like I said, repeat the video, do another 15 minutes on that same pain. And if you want to apply the same video to another pain in your body, try that out. So obviously, instead of this pain in my head, it could be this pain in my back, this pain in my knee. Obviously, just repeat the same procedure, just using a different part of your body. And you could say this sensation, or you can say however you're experiencing the actual pain. So thank you. Leave comments if you have questions about the procedure or if you need to know more, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.